Welcome to NugaCon. I'm Jonathan Frost. I'm the CEO and founder of JD Frost & Company, and I welcome you to NugaCon. I'm glad that you decided to take the time out of your day and invest the money to be here to purchase a ticket, and I thank you so much for making that investment. I'd like to start with the idea that a lot of people have been asking me. They've been asking me if I'm going crazy. They tell me, you're everywhere now. Jonathan, I see you. I see your face everywhere. I see you on social media, in magazines. And they see me everywhere and they've said, you're nuts. You've got this event called NugaCon. What are you doing? And are you not an accounting firm anymore? Have you changed the mission of JD Frost & Company? And I want to tell you today, the truth is, no, we are not changing the mission of JD Frost & Company. It's just the opposite. We are fulfilling the mission of JD Frost & Company. We're fulfilling the mission of JD Frost & Company now more than we ever have. And what happened is I had a wake-up call at a conference called GrowthCon last year. When I originally started the company, when I originally started JD Frost & Company, I wanted to make a company that made a difference, that treated the accounting industry in a completely different way that nobody had ever seen. I wanted to create a company that didn't do it like it's always been done. And I want you to remember that. I wanted to create something that was different. But what happened was as I created the company, as I started it, like many owners of companies and many people that start companies often do, is you slip back onto the hamster wheel. You get so busy running the business, running the company from day to day, and just trying to stay ahead of everything. You try to stay on top of it. And through doing that, I didn't create a new company for myself, and I didn't fulfill the mission that I had originally wanted to fulfill because I got caught on this hamster wheel. I wanted to do something big. I wanted to create a company that would revolutionize the accounting industry, that would change the way the accounting industry worked for employees, for clients, and for the owners of that firm. That's my mission. I wanted to create a company that would make a difference in my own life and in the life of my clients, so that they could understand more of what an accounting firm does and what they can do for them and their business. And that's what this is all about. That's what this event is about. And I have to admit to you, I'm not a perfect person. I haven't gone about this in a perfect way. But the thing is that I realized at GrowthCon last year is that I needed to put myself out there. I needed to fulfill the mission that I had when I originally started JD Frost & Company. And I wanted to push for my dreams. When I was at GrowthCon, when I first heard the guys that you're going to hear today speak, it was after the first day that I realized that I had to do something different. I had to create a company. I had originally created a company to be bigger than the industry, to create or fulfill this paradigm shift that has happened, and this is the way it's always been done. And when I heard these guys speak, it just opened my eyes to the fact that I wasn't fulfilling my mission. It hit me so hard that when I was in Vegas, and normally I would be, out partying, hanging out with some of the people, I couldn't sleep that night. What happened was I woke up at 2:30 in the morning and I couldn't sleep. What had happened is I heard these people speak, and they caused me to think differently. They caused me to challenge myself to go back to what I originally tried to do with our company. And that was to revolutionize the industry. I couldn't sleep at all. I had to write down the thoughts that were going through my head. My head was racing with ideas. And what I did was I decided to start writing. And I wrote that memo that you can see. Memo, letter. It was more of a letter to myself about how that people didn't really understand what CPAs do. They didn't understand what an accounting firm can do for them. They didn't understand why we bill by the hour. It made no sense to them. I've had so many conversations with clients, and it creates adversity. It creates distrust between you and your client on whether or not you spend a certain amount of time on a project. I was completely tired of these conversations. And what had happened was I got caught on this same hamster wheel that I'd been on before in my previous job, having the same conversations, doing the same work, marketing the same, networking the same, the whole good old boy network. I just couldn't stand it anymore. And I decided from that day that I was going to operate J.D. Frost & Company completely different. And at this event, as it went on the next couple of days, I was able to gain more and more support from people that I talked to, advisors that I met there, other people that were entrepreneurs, other business owners that thought the same way I did. They understood what it meant to want to revolutionize an industry. It didn't seem like too big of an idea to them. It seemed possible. And as I met with those people throughout the rest of the conference, they helped me come up with our fixed price model. They helped me understand what their outside point of view would be on my business. And that created such an opportunity for me that I wanted to have an event like this in Chattanooga where it might create the same opportunity to you. Now, I'm sure you and your business know what I mean when I'm talking about the hamster wheel, but I want to tell you what it means from the point of view of an accounting firm. That an accounting firm, as many of you know, is very busy during tax season. That's where we have the most work, when we're doing all your tax returns. And what I found is when I started my own business, I didn't create a business that was going to be an asset for me. I just created myself another job, and I was in charge. That was about it. I was still busting my ass every single day, working 12, 13-hour days, working on the weekends, working on Sundays, missing time with my family, missing time with friends. I was still networking the same way, going from one meeting to the next, from referral to another meeting to a referral. And I wasn't fulfilling the original mission and the dreams that I had of starting J.D. Frost & Company. And don't get me wrong, building the business was great. But I was still in this survival mode. I can remember staying up late at nights on April 14th, still calling clients to convince them that it was important to file their tax return on April 15th. I was still trying to get my time reports done, make sure that my employees were in time reports. I was still in the same place I was before, except I had all my money on the line, all of my assets on the line. I had other people that I was responsible for and their incomes, and I wasn't doing anything different. I wasn't doing something bigger. I hadn't taken advantage of the opportunity to eliminate the way it's always been done. And I realized I had all the control. Why had I given up on these dreams? I know I wanted a different type of accounting firm. And I wanted a different type of accounting firm that could show other firms and other people in my industry and clients and employees and other owners that it could be done differently. I wanted to create a foundation for firms so that they could understand how they could revolutionize the industry themselves as well. And that's when it hit me at GrowthCon, when I realized I needed to stop focusing on operating my company. I needed to start building something bigger and being a rainmaker. I love what I'm doing. I understand what I'm doing is a good thing. What I've been doing is a good thing at the accounting firm. And accounting is essential to business. And part of being a rainmaker for me, for Jonathan Frost, is to tell the world about how essential accounting is to their business. Make no mistake about it, accounting is never going to be anything that is not important at J.D. Frost & Company, or that is not important about any person's business. It's the foundation of business. It's the language of business. My dad has always taught me that accounting is the language of business, and that's why I studied to be a CPA, and why I want to continue to be a CPA and help people with their accounting in their business. But as a part of that, I want to change the way our firm is run. I want to change the way that accounting is perceived by business owners, employees, and owners. And a part of that is, every part of that is to stop operating my business and to start rainmaking. Rainmaking in your business is about being an entrepreneur. Rainmaking in your life is about being an entrepreneur for your life. And what is an entrepreneur really doing? An entrepreneur is a CEO. Some of you in this audience are CEOs. You know what I'm talking about when I'm saying back on the hamster wheel. How often do you go through your day where you are just sitting there going, did I create all of this for myself? Why am I still here in this same job? So I want to tell you today, being a rainmaker is a CEO. A CEO not only is an entrepreneur, they're an executive of their company, but they also are empathetic and they understand the human aspect of a company. A rainmaker understands these three qualities more than anybody else. And a rainmaker understands that a part of their business is, a part of their mission in their business is to eliminate that idea that this is how it's always been done in our company. A rainmaker decides, they make a decision that they're going to change. And they have the strength to change. And in order for a rainmaker to change, they've got to understand that for them to change, for their business to change and decide to not do it the way it's always been done, they've got to create systems and they've got to automate processes. And by automating these processes, they're pulling themselves out of the business, out of the operations of that business. So first, you've got to decide and have the strength to make this change in your business. You've got to decide to be a rainmaker. You've got to create systems and automate those systems. And the third thing I want to tell you about today is how to be a rainmaker. And part of being a rainmaker is being right here in these seats at NugaCon, figuring out, trying something, taking a chance, investing in something that Jonathan Frost had come up with at J.D. Frost & Company to maybe expand your mind, allow you to be entrepreneurial, give you the permission to be an entrepreneur for your business. And I don't want you to take this as you're removing yourself from your business. That is not it. You're not giving up control. Being a rainmaker is not about giving up control in your business. It's about finally deciding to get off the hamster wheel in your business and completely change the way you are operating. And stop operating. Start making it rain in your business. Start selling your business. You know, I used to think that selling my business was being directly involved in every single aspect of it. Having control of all the pieces. Being the person that my customers and clients came to and said, Jonathan, can you handle this? I still want to be that person to a certain extent, but part of building a business and creating a company is creating a brand and a company that people can depend on without you there. A Rainmaker creates this type of company. A Rainmaker creates a company where others can succeed. Those other people that are working at your business, you are going to create a place for them to be entrepreneurial as well, and to be able to succeed in any way that they possibly can. No matter if you have a mechanical contracting company or a construction company, another sales company, a dealership, another professional service company, you want to become a Rainmaker of your business. Rainmakers create these companies that allow their employees to succeed in any way they possibly want to. You're no longer the COO of your company. You're no longer the operations manager. I mean, think about what you do in your company each day. You got to realize you're the CEO. And if you don't have a company there, if you don't have a company yet, you're the CEO of your life. And being the CEO of your life, you've got the opportunity to change the way you've been thinking. You have a decision to make today, whether or not you're going to be a Rainmaker in your life or whether you're going to be an operator of your life, and you're just going to get through it. A COO is somebody who's just busting their ass every single day, managing the day-to-day as it's created. And sometimes it's created without even them creating it. And then they got to manage that process. A CEO is something different. A CEO is entrepreneurial, as I talked about before, is the executive, is an empathetic person for their employees and their clients and their vendors. They are the ones that are creating the vision for their company. And they are the Rainmaker. I mean, do you think that Goldman Sachs CEO or Goldman Sachs chief officers are going around operating their company every day? Are they not selling their company? Are they not selling the operations of their company, selling the fact that their company can help people? That's what rainmaking is all about. They are Rainmakers. And Rainmakers sell their company. Rainmakers create for their company. Rainmakers provide opportunities for the employees of their companies. And Rainmakers do it a different way. They decide that there is not a way that it's always been done. There's a new way for things to be done. There's a new way to take action in their business. The 3 steps that I want you to walk away today from taking your business and taking yourself from being an operator of your life to a Rainmaker in your life, whether it's in your company or just your household, is that you've got to have this strength. You got to decide today, do you have the strength to become a Rainmaker? Do you have the strength to decide that this is not the way it's always been done? I'm going to do it a different way. And I hope that this conference, from what you learn today, what you decide to learn today, what you hear, what is brought forth to you and challenge you in the way that you're thinking, is that you are going to make this decision. You're going to have this strength when you walk away today that I'm going to be a Rainmaker in my life. Just like I did at GrowthCon. And once you make that decision, then you're going to take action. You're going to create those systems in your business. You're going to create those systems in your life and in your household that's going to allow you to automate processes, systems, to where you take control of your life, where you take control of the things that you originally wanted to. Why did you buy that house? Why did you buy that lake house? Why did you decide to invest in yourself today? To be a rainmaker. And once you create those systems, then you're going to follow through with them. You're going to continue to maintain this mindset that you are a rainmaker in your life. You have the opportunity to make a difference for your business, for your employees. You have the opportunity to change the industry that you are in. Nobody else is doing that. Everybody else that decided not to be here today at this event to listen to Coach Burt, Hank Norman, Dr. Hotze, and Carl Scaramuza, they're the ones that made the decision to continue being operators. Stop operating your business. Stop operating your life. Let's be rainmakers. Let's make the decision to be rainmakers today. Thank you so much for deciding to come to NugaCon and for making the decision to become a rainmaker.